Hello everyone, and welcome to a very quick reading wrap-up. This one, so I am participating in Pokemon, which is a year-long readathon. Throughout Pokemon for this year, there will be little mini month-long readathons, and sometimes they'll be, like for example, next month you can get a special Pokemon for participating in Roll of Reeds. So there you will have already have seen me play that game, and so for doing that, then you get a special Pokemon for participating in that. That's the second readathon that they've done that with, and then they've done, sometimes there's just one specific like holiday Pokemon, and so you'll have one specific prompt to do. And this one is for the Lunar New Year, and there were 3 prompts to do. This one took place during the month of February for Lunar New Year. So there were only 3 prompts, and one of them was a non-reading prompt. So I thought, I finally finished this yesterday, which was the 27th. And let's go ahead and get into this. So prompt number 1 for the Lunar New Year readathon was dumpling. Eat a Lunar New Year associated food. So I had to look it up, and it was either cod or fish in general, is from what I was able to do in my limited research and understanding of the Lunar New Year, very, very limited understanding. Fish is one, or cod, one, either way. So I had fish and chips. So my dad passed away on the 4th of February, and I went to Indiana with my 2 uncles for his funeral on the 15th. And while we were there, of course, when you're out, we were in Indiana for like 1 whole day, and then 1 traveling day before and 1 traveling day after through flights. So one of the restaurants on the day that we were leaving, we went to, they had fish and chips, and so I had fish. So that's marked off. Prompt number 2, moving right along, was Red Envelope, and this is to read a book that has Asian representation. For this one, I went with a manga, and I think this was translated from Japanese. Let me see. First published in Japan in 2018. The English translation was in 2020. So Asian rep, where it was, this takes place in Japan. So I was correct on my thinking. I went with A Man and His Cat by Umi Sakura. I've looked it up. Hang on, let me look it up again. Let's see, Sakurai pronunciation. I want to make sure I say it correct. Sakurai. So Umi Sakurai. From what I'm seeing on like YouTube pronunciation guide on this. So Umi Sakurai, A Man and His Cat. This is number 1. I don't remember how many volumes there are, but I do remember there is supposed to be one that's supposed to be released later this year. So there will be a new edition or a new volume. I ended up giving this one 4 stars. This alternates between the man, his POV, and the cat's POV. And the cat's POV was a little hard to read at times because it was a lot of how this cat that's like a year or 2 old, so is not considered a kitten any longer, gets constantly passed up for the kittens in this animal shop. And then this man comes along and he takes a liking to him, and then it's them just adjusting and kind of figuring each other out and their likes and all of that. So very sweet story and relatable, and it was very accurate because I do know that kittens get adopted before older cats, and the older the cat gets, it is harder for that cat to become adopted. So seniors are the hardest to be adopted to find their forever home. It's very sad. So A Man and His Cat, I gave this one 4 stars, and it was 144 pages. This next one is also translated from Japanese, I believe. Let me double check. That tends to be the biggest. If I'm going to read a book that's translated, I tend to pick up books translated from Japanese the most. Let's see. Yep, original Japanese edition. So, and this is another manga that I read. So prompt number 3 is Red Paper Lantern, and this is to read a book that has at least 50% red on the cover. For this one, I went with a book by Junjun Ito, and this is Remina. This one is about this man who is a scientist. He discovers this body in the universe, and he decides to name it after his daughter, Remina. Remina or Remina? I don't know. Let me see if there's a pronunciation for that. Okay, so I've looked up the pronunciation and I'm hearing it both ways. I can't find the Japanese pronunciation for it. It changes the M to an N, like November, so from March to November. And it's like Renia. So I'm guessing it's I don't know. So I'm guessing Remina, because the pronunciations that I'm seeing is like an English translation or an English pronunciation, someone from India, someone from the UK, but nothing that says that it is a Japanese translation or how to pronounce it. So I'm not 100% positive on how to pronounce it, but I'm just going to say Remina or Remina. Remina. I think I'll go with Remina. So Remina by Junjun Ito. This was 250 pages. I gave this a 4-star. It's a horror manga. This was definitely creepy. Kind of gave me the ick a couple of times. So again, the dad is a scientist. He sees this body in the universe, names it after his daughter, Remina. And everyone's like, oh, she's so beautiful. She's the most gorgeous girl. She's like 16 in this book. Well, then it's like it's going, and then it changes course and starts heading towards the Earth, and everyone's like, oh, it's going to collide, we're going to die. Well, we have to, how do we stop this form in the universe from coming and ending Earth? Well, they have to kill Remina, the person that is the namesake of this object in space. And so there comes this like mass hysteria in Japan where they're hunting her down and they are trying to kill her. They do raise her dad up on a cross and kill him. Like they actually poke wounds in his sides for him to bleed out, and they want to do the same to her. There are some people that come to her rescue to try to save her. Some of them just want to be near her because she's famous, but then they'll throw her under the bus at the earliest convenience. And so you're just following that. There's this... The creep and the ick factor come from, I'm just going to say there's an eyeball involved and a tongue. Especially the tongue-like option is what gave me the ick. So, but it's a horror. It hit for me. It was great. 4 stars, was fun. So that is it. Those are the books that I read for the Lunar New Year Pokemon specific readathon. Let me know. Did you participate in the Pokemon Lunar New Year readathon? Did you give this one a pass but are you participating in the Pokemon readathon? I will put the host information about Pokemon in the description box in case you would like to join, especially where this is a year-long readathon. You know, you can read and join us. So yeah, that would be great. Yeah, let me know, what are your thoughts? Have you read either of these books? Or are these ones that you're definitely given a pass on? Or are you intrigued by them? Definitely let me know. Talk to me in the comment section below. And until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book. And I'll talk to you later.